Today we are sharing our personal opinions on the most impactful business books that we've read. Leo, it's great to have you here for this discussion.
Man, this is going to be fun. All right. I heard a long time ago, if you are going to be leading, you need to be reading. And I
Exactly.
believe that to the core.
It's all about personal development, education, self-education. It doesn't stop once you graduate college. It doesn't stop once you graduate high school. You always have to be leveling up your skills, and the best way of doing that is finding valuable concepts that can help you change your mind. And when you change your mind, you can change your reality. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We both are really big into reading, and we both can testify that some of the books that we've read have been game changers for our business. And I have some very specific ones that I can point to where I could say this concept really helped me in terms of the way that I approach my business, and it really made a big difference. So this is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to give you the first crack. We're going to both go through our top three, but let's dive in. Leo, what's the number one and the most impactful business book that you've read?
Oh, man, we start from number one. I thought we started from number three.
Oh, number three.
Let me
Scratch
start from
that.
number three. Let me start from number three.
Start number three.
Number three is Good to Great. It's a book I read in college. It was assigned by my professor, Dr. Pettigrew. I know you're out there somewhere, probably retired. He was also my mentor in college. Good to Great, getting the right people on the bus and getting them in the right seats. Because you might have the right person in your business, but they're not in the right position, completing the right tasks to fit what they're gifted to do, and how good can be the enemy of great. Really good stuff, really good stuff to kind of teach me not to rest on my laurels, because at one time Blockbuster was the king, right? And Netflix offered them a partnership of some kind. They're like, nah, I'm king. I don't need your partnership. And now I think there's only one Blockbuster left in the world, and that's
Yeah.
just like a novelty. But the company is gone. So Good to Great. Love the book. Love everything that was taught in the book. It's something. Now I don't read it every year, but I've read it multiple times. I have it as audiobook. I have it as a physical book. That's number three on my list. Good to Great.
Good to Great. I've read it as well. The concept from Good to Great that I actually have a document in my Google Docs that's based off of this concept and it's called the flywheel. And that to me is a great visual or a great idea. This idea of figuring out, like, having, let's say it's a funnel that you're going to develop for your business, or something that's going to really drive the growth of your business. The flywheel concept, it's basically, you start off, it's really difficult to begin to push it, right? But when your team, the right players on the right bus, all get in the same direction to say, this is the flywheel, this is what we're going to drive, whether it's a particular funnel that you're running. So, you have your top offer, and then you dig down to your later offer, and then also offboarding client, like having a really specific system, and just having this flywheel. After a while, it begins to spin itself, right? And that's when you begin to see that compound growth, that growth that's really going to allow you to go to the next level. And that, to me, yeah, Jim Collins, Good to Great, absolute classic. Really, definitely recommend if you haven't read it. If you're a leader, if you're a business owner, if you're a pastor, whatever it is, like, that
Yeah.
is a absolute must read.
Who pastors need this? You hear me? After you done with reading Romans, after you done with reading Acts chapter 3, pick up Good to Great. I really think it'll bless your organization. I really do. Like, if you absorb what it's saying, because the shortcoming I think we have in ministry is that sometimes we find a talented person or a couple of talented individuals and we want them doing everything. And that's a quick way to burn them out. And that, like, no, put them on the bus, put them in the right seats, and
Develop your flywheel. So like what the concept that you're going to use to grow the church. See, that's the thing, whether it's church, whether it's business, like you think it's just going to grow itself, right? Whether you are running a marketing agency, whether you're running a real estate organization, whether you're running a church, you have to figure out what is going to be the thing that grows this thing. Like what is it that's going to allow this thing to grow? It does not just happen because you prayed for it. It does not just happen because you got this idea and you're constantly just trying different ideas, trying different concepts, trying different ads. No, you have to develop this flywheel. He even talked about the level 5 leader, and the level 5 leader is humble. The difference between level 4 and level 5 is humility, because the level 5 is willing to tell you what he does not know, right? He tells you exactly, he knows what he doesn't know, and he knows he needs the right people around. I actually heard, I listen to podcasts all the time, so I'm gonna just drop it as it comes in my head. I heard somebody who's a billionaire say the difference between being a millionaire and being a billionaire is not hard work. The only difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is the ability to leverage their network. They just know who to call for their various needs, and they're able to leverage those networks in order to continually, scale their companies. So knowing the right people, getting the right people on the bus, having the right system that's going to allow you to grow, that's what you have to develop as a leader. If you want your business to grow, your ministry to grow, it's not just going to grow by happenstance. You have to figure out what needs to be done in order for it to grow. That's your job as the leader. You have to figure it out. No one's going to figure it out. No one can come into your business. No one's going to show up in your business and say, man, I have this. You have to be the one that executes, whether it's through your team or just your effort in and of itself. You have to be the one that executes it. So that's definitely a very, very good book for us to.
Starting out strong.
Very strong. Very strong.